Dear students, welcome to this new session. Today we are talking of a new chapter where we will be talking of various applications of the operational amplifiers, and we will start with DC and AC amplifiers. So these are the resources used. As all op amps are basically alike in being direct coupled high gain differential amplifiers, however, many different specific op amps are available because no one circuit design can possibly optimize all the DC and AC parameters. For particular applications, op amps are designed to optimize a parameter such as slew rate, bandwidth, gain or power consumption. Therefore, to achieve the best performance in a desired application, it is essential to select a suitable op amp. So the parameters discussed previously are very useful in circuit design as well as selecting an op amp for specific applications. Firstly, we will discuss general linear applications where a general purpose op amp such as 741 will be used. Next, to improve circuit performance in some applications, we will use LF351, a low cost, high speed JFET op amp. This op amp is the improved version and is pin compatible with 741. No one op amp has all AC and DC parameters optimized, and 741 or 351 is no exception. The properties of closed loop amplifiers depends primarily on the characteristics of feedback network rather than those of op amp itself. Since a typical feedback network is composed of resistors and capacitors, the accuracy and stability of the circuits using them can be improved significantly because these components are available in conditions of high precision and low drift. Basically, an op amp can amplify two types of signals, DC and AC. In a DC amplifier, the output signal changes in response to the changes in the DC input levels. A DC amplifier can be inverting, non-inverting or differential. To reduce the output offset voltage to 0, that is to improve the accuracy of DC amplifier, the offset null circuitry of op amp should be used. For op amps without null offset capability, the external output voltage compensating network should be used. Otherwise, a high precision op amp such as MuA714, which has smaller offsets and drifts, must be used. So this is the first DC amplifier, and you can see it is in inverting configuration, and that is why this is called inverting amplifier. The input DC is applied to the negative terminal, that is why this is inverting. So feedback resistance RF is there, and the output V0 becomes minus of RF by R1 into V in. You can see here in this figure. So this offset compensating network is there, which is compensating for the input offset voltage. This is RL, load across which we are measuring the output voltage. This is offset minimization resistance, and R1 in parallel with RF will be its value. So this is the circuit of non-inverting amplifier. You can see the input is applied to the positive terminal through offset minimization resistance ROM, which is R1 is in parallel with RF, where RF is the feedback resistance. So here the V0 is 1 plus RF by R1 into V in. So this is already we have done for non-inverting amplifier, and this is the again offset minimization circuit, where the VEE is set from pin 1 and 5 of the op amp, which is for offset. Here you can again say a differential configuration, where the input is applied to the negative terminal as well as the positive terminal of the op amp, and here also the offset minimization through 10K pot, and the output we have already calculated V0, that is minus RF by R1 into Vx minus Vy, where Vx and Vy are the inputs applied to positive and negative terminals, or we can also write this as minus of RF by R1 into Vxy, that is there. That is always can be done, and this is differential amplifier with offset null circuitry. So this is nulling the offset if any. Next is the AC amplifier. So these are the circuits which responds to AC input signals. However, if the designer needs AC response characteristics of op amp, that is low and high frequency limits, or if the AC is riding on some DC level, it is necessary to use an AC amplifier with a coupling capacitor. For example, in an audio receiver system that consists of a number of stages, because of thermal drift, component tolerance and variations, the DC level is produced. So to prevent this amplification of this DC levels, coupling capacitors must be used between the stages. So the AC inverting and non-inverting amplifier with coupling capacitors we will be discussing. So this is the AC inverting amplifier, where coupling capacitor Ci is used. This capacitor not only blocks DC voltages but also sets low frequency cutoff limit. So the output voltage V0 is minus of RF by R1 into V in, and this is earlier what we discussed, the offset minimization circuit. So this is the AC inverting amplifier. You can see the input here is AC signal and applied to the negative terminal. That is why this is AC, and the input output relations is same as that of is DC amplifiers. This one is a non-inverting amplifier. Here also a coupling capacitor is there, and that is with the input side. So the input is applied to the positive terminal, that is why this is non-inverting. And you can see the output V0 is 1 plus Rf by R1 into Vin, where Rf is your feedback resistance. So the coupling capacitor not only blocks the DC voltage but also sets the low frequency cutoff limit. We here see that FL is the low frequency cutoff or low end of bandwidth is equal to 2 pi Ci, where Ci is the capacitance between two stages being coupled or DC blocking capacitor. So 1 upon 2 pi Ci into Rif plus R0. Rif is the AC input resistance of the second stage, which is now op-amp, and Ro is the AC output resistance of the first stage or source resistance, and here this is Rin. Now that the high frequency cutoff FH or high end of the bandwidth depends on the closed loop gain of the amplifier. Thus the bandwidth will become FH minus FL, which depends on the desired value of FL and the closed loop gain of the amplifier. The required value of capacitor Ci can be calculated using the equation already given, that is FL is equal to 1 over 2 pi Ci into Rif plus Ro. So this is how we will calculate the FL. So the coupling capacitor Ci, besides providing a low frequency cutoff limit, also helps to eliminate DC level amplification from stage to stage, but it will not affect output offset voltage produced by the input offset voltage and the input offset current of the op-amp. The output offset voltage may cause output of amplifiers to be distorted based on the amplitude of the input signal and the gain of the amplifier. To minimize the effect of output offset voltage and offset minimizing resistance, ROM is there in the previous circuits which we have discussed, or offset voltage compensating networks are used. ROM, which we have previously discussed, is nothing but R1 in parallel with Rf. The value of Rm is R1 in parallel with Rf, that is the offset minimizing resistance, and they are used to reduce the effect of output offset voltages on the outputs of the amplifiers. So in AC inverting amplifier, the closed loop gain is AF is equal to minus of RF by R1. Since the reactance of Ci is negligible within the bandwidth, the closed loop gain of inverting amplifier is AF over is equal to 1 plus RF by R1. So here also the reactance of Ci is negligible within the bandwidth of the amplifier. So now we have seen that application of DC and AC amplifiers. In the next class, we will be talking of more applications of the op amps.